Nigeria's central bank has revealed intentions to reintroduce the retail Dutch auction system in response to the growing unfulfilled end-user demand for foreign exchange tied to oil. Now, this action set for this week, Wednesday, is intended to stabilize the value of the naira and lessen the mounting pressure on the foreign exchange market as a result of Nigeria not being able to pump enough oil to be able to bring in foreign exchange. Right now, we're at 1,600 levels for the naira to the dollar. All right, so as a result of those FX low, you're not pumping enough oil. Your foreign exchange earnings are falling. You're not bringing enough money. So now you got to look for money somewhere. The country is looking at taxing banks. So as a reminder, Femi Otedola, chairman of the FBN Holdings, has stated that he is in favor of the federal government's planned windfall tax on banks' foreign currency earnings. He stated this in a statement that was released to the media, saying that tax proceeds may be used to fund infrastructure projects, healthcare, education, among other vital public services that benefit all residents and lessen social inequality. He also said that the approval is in line with current initiatives to improve integrity and economic stability in Nigeria's financial institutions through banking sector reform. And he also talked about the spending of some banks that own private jets. He talked about $500 million being spent on private jets, and that needs to end, and that it's not just the public sector where you've got this extravagant spending, it's also on the private sector side with some banks. Now, there's been a response to that from the Bank Directors Association of Nigeria, the chair, Mr. Mustafa Chika Obi, who put out a tweet saying, "I've read the personal views of some bank chairmen on the windfall tax issue. Those views do not represent the banking community. The BDAN, as the Bank Directors Association of Nigeria, will communicate its views after a board meeting next Monday on the 12th, and other very important issues concerning the banking community." So it's all happening. It's all interconnected. Who better to carry the load to answer all the questions from oil to foreign exchange to retail auctions to bank tax than the man himself, Mr. Chika Mbonu, Rise Business Analyst. Good morning, sir.
Notice, how are you today?
Yeah, fine, thank you. I'm glad to have you answer these pressing questions. Where would you like to begin?
So let's start with oil and gas.
Oil and gas, let's begin there.
Yeah.
So,
the NNPC.
NNPC promises not kept.
That was 2019.
2019, that's correct.
Okay. You see, notice there's one beautiful thing about public sector.
Yeah.
They have over private sector. And just imagine the CEO of ABC, manufacturing company. Yeah. Since 2019, you face your board of directors or your shareholders and say, "I promise you that in 2 years' time, our new factory will be up there."
Right.
Since 2019. And it's not there. Right. 2020, the same thing. 2021, you said the same thing. And 2022, and you're still the MD of that company. It's not possible. Right. It's not possible. There's no way you remain in that job. Yeah, yeah. So that's the beauty of public sector, that you can make any promises and
there'll be no consequences.
No consequences, and you still keep your job. And so somebody will ask, why hasn't the president done something? Why hasn't the president fired the NNPC MD because of these undelivered promises? Come on. You don't know whether it was local government that made the votes that made the president win. Yeah. I see what you're saying. There are several conversations in the public sector. So, but talking seriously, this is not acceptable to us. We know how they say the life of the flesh is in the blood. I've said this several times in this program. The life of Nigeria is in oil.
It's on oil. Yeah.
This is God's gift to Nigeria, and the way we have maltreated it affects the fortune of the country. And I said this here, that when good things happen on oil, good things happen to Nigeria. Yeah. You already said it in your rundown that the savings from the importation of petrol would have gone to the market to reduce the pressure on the exchange rate. So we know the advantages this country would have gotten if all these refineries have come into play. I was one of the few people who were very enthusiastic when the contract for Port Harcourt Refinery was awarded. Right. And I said it's like giving a road to Julius Berger to do. As far as Julius Berger has to pay for this advertisement, as far as you give them money, the road will be delivered on time. Right. And when they mentioned the contractor from Italy, I can't remember the name now, that was going to do the turnaround maintenance for Port Harcourt Refinery, we said this is one of the best in the world in that segment. As far as they provide money and less politics, the refinery will be delivered. But the lack of transparency also, we don't really know what's happening. We have had so many things. It's technically completed. It's 99.999 completed. It's something, that, so we don't know which one it is again. And maybe, instead of the NNPC people trying to do things to resist the story and whatever, or this video that's been moving around the social media, maybe they should come out and transparently let us know
why they are not working.
Why they're not working. My people say that the hunger when it's going to end is easier to bear. So let them come and tell us that it's in 2050 that the refineries will be ready.
2050.
So that we will know. But all this, somebody will address a conference and tell us is 99% technically complete, officially complete. So many terminologies, it doesn't work for us. And then you see the one that's working, which is Dangote Refinery. You don't come out to support it wholeheartedly so that things will work and this country will benefit from that. And I'll thank the president of the country in intervening, in supplying this crude oil agreement supplied to the Dangote Refinery and other refineries, so that at least we'll start making a lot of savings in that respect. But as I said, look at it, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Ajokuta Steel, with this power project. We don't even know where we are on this
Lagos-Calabar Road.
No, the power project, the one we signed with German people.
Siemens.
A Siemens project. We don't know where it is. There's so many things in process. We don't know where. And sometimes when you look at the public sector in Nigeria and see what happens abroad, it beggars the reason why we are just so the way we are. Because things can work better. Why don't things work? And look at the president's speech. 570 billion given to the states, something billion given to the states, and they call it achievements. Okay? But you see, where are you feeling this money? Who is feeling this money? Who is feeling this money? And that's the problem with public sector. So NNPC, please help us. At what state now are we with the Port Harcourt Refineries turnaround maintenance? Port Harcourt Refinery, where are we? Warri Refinery, where are we? Kaduna Refinery, where are we? When are they coming on stream? Just tell us that it's going to be 2050, as I said, and we'll calm down. We won't stop you again. We won't stress you. But coming out here to tell us again, maybe they address an express conference and tell us within the life of Tinubu's administration, we commit and promise that the refineries will, within the first term, they will come to play. We have heard before. I don't know whether you remember. Before 2023, they said before 2023. They said now before 2020, half year 2024. Q1. Q1 2024. Q4 2023, it didn't come. Q1 2024, it has not come. Q2, don't know.
I get you.
As I said, a public sector is fun. You can't try this things where there's a higher level of accountability. A foreign exchange.
Yes, the CBN reintroducing the Dutch auction.
Okay. I have given you how much. And I said, listen. I said that when you have one cup of rice to share, okay, among your children, your 10 children, and you get Uncle John as the chef, and one cup of rice, and then you travel and give it, the children will be shouting, oh, when you come back from your trip, Uncle John is wicked. He was starving us. 10 children. And then you change the chef, bring Uncle James. Again, travel. They send one cup of rice. Your children come back. They start screaming, oh, give us Uncle John back. Uncle James was worse than that. You didn't know Uncle John was supplemented with his own personal money.
You
see, the price of every commodity is determined by the demand and supply.
Supply, yeah.
The problem we have in our Nigeria is what the supply of foreign exchange.
Right.
And I said before, again, it's tied to the first story that we did, that God's gift to us is oil. And and I said, at the time, you do recall on this program, I said, I don't know why the new president had not declared
a state of emergency.
And I kept screaming and kept shouting on this program. Well, I mean, there was a semblance of that said by NNPC last month in July, that they declared a state of emergency, which I thought should have done a long time ago, because that is what God has given to us. Pump up the volumes.
Yes.
Pump up the volumes. The dollars will come streaming in, and then you have dollars to share. And the chef, doesn't matter the chef you use, that to share it, whether it's Uncle John, Uncle James.
So there's more cups of rice.
There are more cups of rice to share.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So supply is having to be issue. Okay, so look at the market. The market has been heating up. I guess there's this psychological rate of 1,500 maybe now.
Right.
That CBN wants the Naira to, or the citizens are, you know how they have flogged it so much that you forget how good things were before. You just say, okay, just reduce it. Instead of 20 flocks, just give us 10 is okay.
Yeah.
We'll pay, okay, 10, thank you, sir, 10 is okay. So the rest were lower than 700 at a time. Oh.
That's right.
It was going to almost 2,000. People started screaming. So now it's come down to 1.5. So like,
let's leave it there.
Let's leave it there. So anything that moves around above 1.5, everybody starts saying, hey, it's moving now. So the threshold now is 1.5. Well, that's the thing. So there's this a rate of 1.5, where everybody wants the rate to hover, so that we know that things are not getting worse. And so I've seen a lot of pressures. It's inching up 1.550, 1.6 something, above 1.6. And so there are a lot of pressures in supply, in meeting demand. And so CBN has said, okay, we need to fund that. Before now, what they used to do is wholesale. Wholesale means it's the banks that CBN used to deal with, 32, 31 banks in the country. They carry the FS and give to them based on their demands and say, go back and allocate to your customers. Okay?
Yeah.
It's like you're feeding some people through some agents, and each time you give the agents food, people are still crying, we're hungry. But you're feeding them. So one day you just say, see. I'm trying to move to retail now.
Right.
Let me go and feed the people directly, these people, and see why the food I'm giving is not enough for them.
Right.
So CBN has moved from wholesale to the retail.
Retail, okay.
They want to move straight now to the customers and let the customers, submit the bid in their own name, in their own account, so that we can see whether the demands are real. In that way, we can see whether there are any, imaginary demands that is making the FX demands, high the way they are.
Yeah.
And so that may moderate the exchange rate. And so CBN can know the real demand. So banks are required to, between today and today, to fund their accounts, submit their requests. By Wednesday, CBN said they're going to do the Dutch auction. There's a schedule CBN has given out to all the banks. We're going to feed the customer name, product they're importing, the amount demanded, and there's a column that CBN asked the banks to fit in now, which is the exchange rate column.
Yeah.
They'll, depending on what they can allocate on that exchange rate, on one rate to clear everything. So hopefully that will happen.
Yeah.
That's what we see prima facie. But remember that in the old CBN, they used to use this kind of thing to suck up Naira from the system.
Yep.
So we don't even know. About last week, we knew there was a deficit of 1 trillion in the system, in liquidity.
Yeah.
This week, all this money came in, this CBN, federal government money, whatever. So there's about 600 billion more liquidity in the system, positive. And so CBN is not happy with things like this. So we don't know, but we can only say explain what we have.
Yeah.
The Dutch retail auction, we have to make sure the demand goes the demand of the customers individually are met. And there's a real demand. And the accounts are funded. And hopefully to moderate the exchange rate pressures, enable CBN clear out the real areas, and then we'll move on from there.
Chika, we're out of time, but what we want to do, this FX windfall tax, we have to make it an issue tomorrow.
No, please. So I need to talk about it.
And we need extra time. So let's aim for that tomorrow. FX windfall tax, Femi Otedola, Bank Directors Association of Nigeria. everything in between.
I would like to talk about it because of $10.
All right, Business Analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thank you so much for your time today,
so
talking about topics. We appreciate it.